Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blood. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse, and I'm officially turning off my fan.
Turn that thing off. Oh.
It's it's summer. We're trying to keep cool in the studios here, but we also are dedicated to great audio quality for the listener.
That means we're going to sweat our balls off just so you can get the finest audio out there.
Exactly. You saw it. We did it for you. So speaking of summer and summer activities, Matt, you went to Camp Bisco not too long ago.
Yeah, man, it was a fun time. Just went to Camp Bisco last weekend and go every year. And now this is like my third year now, and
Wow.
got to go meet up with a good buddy of the show, Taco.
Oh, yep.
That was a great time having a good catch up, as well as continuous concert on concert on concert. And
It's like a couple-day festival, too.
3-day festival on Montauk Mountain in PA. It's in a water park, which is nice because it was like 100 degrees, dude. It'd be over 100.
So is it you can actually go in the water park?
Yeah. Like the main stage is on like an Olympic-sized
The
wave
slip
pool.
and slide.
No, that's actually a little bit back. They got water slides that you go down on your stomach on a raft, and dude,
Nice.
it's like a steep ass angle.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and but it's like thousands of people, dude. There must have been like 5,000 people probably on the mountain.
Oh,
And,
wow.
it's camping and shit, and dude, so I was in line trying to get water, and fucking it was just like beat, and fucked up, doing some alcohol, some weed, and getting all loose, and then all of a sudden I noticed somebody's like creeping up on me on my back, and I'm wearing a backpack.
Okay.
And dude, like all of a sudden I feel like a tug on my zipper. The motherfucker was trying to see like what I had in my backpack.
What?
Yeah, dude, I was like,
Taking a
dude,
peek?
almost
Looking
murdered,
at the
dude.
goods?
Dude, trying to get, like, so many phones were getting jacked and shit. That's the downside of like going to festivals. So
Yeah.
people have
Especially at a water park. I mean, if people are like leaving their stuff to go get wet, I'd imagine that's kind of an opportunity for people.
Yeah, I have a hidden pack, like a hidden like pouch in my backpack that I hide my shit in, and like I wrapped like the fucking backpack around shit and like lock it almost.
You gotta get like a Dwight Schrute style body fanny pack to
Oh, dude, like
lock that shit down.
It's funny because people have like necklaces that hold their like phone in a waterproof thing because they're so afraid of it like getting jacked.
I'll be putting a joint or two in there and be fucking
Oh yeah,
getting
dude.
out of the tube on the way down.
We smuggled some drugs in. It was fun. But yeah, my warning is just be safe if you go to festivals. Make sure you keep your shit tight. Don't put your phone in your back pocket or in your backpack in an easy to access spot for sure.
Oh, definitely. Matt's concert tips. So as we get into our weird news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. And actually, we're keeping on the topic of safety. This time we're talking about lead levels in oil cartridges. So these oil cartridges are very popular among many smokers and stoners alike. And if people aren't familiar with them, it's a vaporizer cartridge that's like a little tiny tank that holds cannabis oil, which is an extract from the cannabis plant. And there's little holes at the bottom of the tank that allow the oil to go through into a gap where electric battery will flash boil the oil, creating the smoke that they inhale. Just kind of like the vaporizers that you see me and Matt puffing on throughout the show.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But the difference between the oil cartridges that you're using when refilling with vape juice rather than cannabis oil, these cannabis oil cartridges have been turning up with a little bit of lead in some of the testing that's been happening in Washington and California, more specifically.
Man,
and
no paranoia, because now like I'm wondering, because I get my shit on like black market. I'm wondering like, man, I don't want to do it anymore, because it's like, what if like you get that shit, lead poisoning? You're hearing like other things too. Pesticides are a big deal, and like if they don't pass inspection in Cali or like Massachusetts, they're coming to states that are still black market to get the most value out of a failed drug, you know?
True. And you know, on a side note, I read another article recently that someone in Vermont was using a cartridge and ended up in like a coma in the hospital, and they had no idea like what it was that, you know, was really smoking, because it's very easy to get black market like stickers, or like just make the oil yourself at home. You know, you don't get some of that butane out that a lot of people use to make the cannabis oil, and it goes into a cartridge. You slap a sticker on it, put it in a box you got off of Amazon, and now it looks legit. But you never know the difference that smoking something like that can actually hurt or kill you. So yeah, no one wants to be smoking lead. In California, they have a restriction of 0.5 parts per million lead in cannabis products, which is twice as strict as Washington's limit of 1.2 parts per million. And Oregon does not ban heavy chemicals. A lot of this is coming from the actual parts on the cartridge itself. There is lead in the metals that are used in parts in China, because they mix the lead into other metals to make it more pliable. So there's a level that's allowed, and it's leaking into the cartridges because scientist was assuming that theorized that it's possible that the oil is acidic and actually seeping out some of the lead into it. And then another person who does testing on these cartridges said it is possible to contaminate the sample when you're taking apart the cartridge. So as alarming as it is, I mean, I think it's something to just say, you know, look out, these things aren't infallible, and you should be really aware of where it is that you're getting your oil cartridges from.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is going in your lungs, and I mean, God forbid you get a fucking lead. Seems to be the nastiest thing you could get, possibly. Ugh.
That or butane, I would say, are the two things that you could end up getting.
Yeah.
Fuck with your cartridges too, I guess.
Yeah. Get it from like a renowned source that like, lab tests. So I mean, wait if your shit's not there yet, just smoke the flower because you're a lot safer there.
This Leafly article says if you want to inhale 100% lead-free vapor, you should abstain from using cartridges until cartridges with lead-free metal start hitting the shores of California later this winter.
Yeah, and you know, you can make natural resin with presses as well. You know, it's real easy to do. No chemicals. You just press the bud with a 2-ton press. Mm-hmm. You know,
or an iron you can use at home.
Yeah, I've heard about that too. Yeah, I've never really
Wax
tried that
paper.
myself. Yeah, but you know, that's pretty close to dabbing. You know, and you don't have to worry about butane or any chemical process that broke it down.
If you're living on the East Coast and you're close to Massachusetts, they're probably one of the closest legal places that you can go to get it. That might be your best bet, rather than, you know, getting something tainted like the person in Vermont did.
Yeah, and they're going up on like what you can buy too, the amount of items you can buy. I just got a text the other day from one of the dispensaries that I subscribe to, and they were saying they up the limit. You can get like 4 cartridges on top of, you know, a couple ounces of bud. So it's getting nice.
Nice.
So
and it's always better to have it regulated, you know. Hopefully the FDA is more on top of this kind of thing.
That's what I was gonna say. Everything you buy from there, lab tested, like, and it gives you the lab number, everything.
Yep.
Really nice. And
California is a big trendsetter in terms of the restrictions for cannabis and stuff like that. So hopefully we're lead-free in 2023. I'm saying it. It's the new fucking slogan.
Yeah, hell yeah. Be safe out there.
So we'll be posting that article up on our Facebook page on Thursday, like we do every week with our cannabis news.
All right, well, we're going to Kentucky, where we're going to Pike County. Pikeville police officers were called to the scene on Jefferson Street, where 2 men had been reportedly in an altercation. And I guess, comes to find out, it's over the assumption that one gentleman believes the other gentleman was stealing candy bars from him.
Oh, really? Do we have a brand on the candy bars?
Brands, no idea like why he had candy bars on deck like that. Maybe he's just a hoarder. Maybe he's like
Selling them?
You know, for like maybe it's a good profit. I don't know.
You're one of those Costco $20 box of mixed candy bars.
I wish there was more because maybe it's charity. I don't know. You know, but what we got here is the meat of the story is that somebody was getting some candy bars stolen from him. And the reason we're covering this is because the way the man retaliated is that he attacked the gentleman with a weed whacker, reportedly chasing him down. Even when the victim tried to like retreat to his apartment and like lock the door, the guy broke through the door with the weed whacker and chased him down and kept whacking him in his
So
own
he couldn't
house.
have lived too far.
Couldn't, I mean, yeah, you can go anywhere with a weed eater, man. You can go fucking in the North Pacific fucking woods and get lost there.
I mean, it won't run out of use, but you might chasing someone with a fucking weed whacker for over a mile. That's the. I'm not gonna say that it was an overblown reaction, because you got to use what's around you at that point. And if he was still carrying the candy bars, we don't know.
We don't
He
know.
could still have them in his pocket.
That's the problem with loose news stories these days, man. I mean, it's like we don't know exactly a
Not
lot
enough
of the
detail.
perspective. Yeah, and I mean, there could be a lot going on here. Maybe he was dropping candy bars out of his pockets as his weed whacking him, and it just made him that much more mad, where he was busting down doors and weed whacking you to death in your own bedroom.
I can attest to the damage a frozen Twix can do. That's
You got a weed whacker on your fucking bare skin.
weed whacker versus frozen Twix. What's winning in that scenario? You mount a frozen Twix in a vise and you hit it with a weed whacker. Are the things breaking on the weed whacker first, or is that Twix?
They're fucking you up. They're cutting you like butter, dude.
Was I saying Twix? I meant Snickers. That's thicker.
Saying Twix, yeah.
Let's go Snickers.
You got the girth. That's a problem.
Can't get thicker than Snickers.
Especially if you had a king size one, like the one piecer, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking.
it's got some fucking heft to it.
Police found the victim covered in fucking in wounds from the fucking strings on that thing, just like lighting him up. He was bleeding like a motherfucker, and they caught up with the other gentleman and arrested him, charged him with assault and wanton damage. What is that?
What, wanton damage?
Yeah, wanton damage.
Wonton damage. I
Wanton
think.
endangerment. Sorry. Oh, we got caught
Okay.
on the wanton. Like, what
Sounds
is
like he was being risky with the dumpling.
yeah, that's what I thought, but I mean,
Wonton dangerous.
man, it's a dangerous guy. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on this guy. See if the mad whacker makes another appearance in the news.
Now I got a hypothetical for you. This guy was stolen from, right? And he reacted by whipping someone with a weed whacker. You were almost stolen from. And like, let's just say hypothetically at Camp Bisco, you're standing there with your backpack and this guy's peeking in it and you turn around and you got a weed whacker in your hands. Are you going after him with it?
Oh, I'm hitting him right in the jugular with that thing. No,
Rip it
you'll
to
never
the
see
crowd.
somebody pull start anything quicker than that moment.
That's literally like that's mowing down a crowd. That's what that is. Like,
Nah, dude, it was a uniform line. Everybody was in a singular line, so I could have just like lit him up.
there's gonna be some panic. You start fucking chopping shit down in the middle of the crowd.
Like, maybe you go for the ankles with one of those. Take them to the
Ooh.
ground that way, and then you can get them everywhere. Then they fall, and then you're just hitting them in the eyes.
You get attacked by like 3 cats? What the fuck happened to you? Someone weed whacked me at a concert.
Dude, I don't even know how they got the weed whacker in there, but Jesus.
You gotta bring it in parts. That's the they're never gonna suspect it that way.
Multiple trips. You just like take apart an engine and the whole shaft and
You
everything.
give your friends like each little part. It's like just a couple screws. It's a fan belt. What's the big deal?
You ever smuggled a carburetor up your ass? They don't talk to me
Ooh.
about problems.
It's concert life for you. So we're headed to Colorado, where a bear nicknamed Cheeseburger tried to steal a pot store dumpster.
Oh man, Cheeseburger see he loves a cheeseburger so much because he's always stealing the weed from this place apparently.
Yeah, you got to fulfill your munchies afterward. And the fucking dumpster at Burger King. So he couldn't get into the pot store dumpster. He was caught on surveillance camera busted a lock open. So there's a wooden door that has a padlock on it for them to, you know, access their dumpster. And it's not like there was weed in the dumpster. It was just like boxes and shit. And the bear just one paw in, boom, snaps the entire bracket off the door and just busts both of them open and is standing there, gets up on his hind legs, drags the dumpster out and just takes off with it down the street.
Now, do we have like word if there was like, you know, maybe edibles in there or like any type of product?
The news story said like there was a little bit of a video piece from News 12 on your side in Colorado, and the guy was saying there was nothing fun in there. It was just like cardboard and that kind of stuff.
The bear's just like familiar with dumpsters and that they are like a treasure chest for bears. If they bust them open, there could be something good in there.
Could be. He couldn't get into it, so he just took it with him and it ended up down the road.
Was a convenient to-go box.
One of the employees was joking around about him wanting a job. You know, it's a very popular place to want to be employed. So maybe this bear was just trying to drop his resume off.
Oh man. Well, Cheeseburger, you know, he made an impression on us. Maybe he'll make more of an impression on America because that's a bear that I like.
Yeah, he didn't hurt anyone. He's just he's looking for a job.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Well, we're going to the land down under. We're going to Australia in our next fucking story, and this story is pretty interesting, man. It's we got a blackout that occurred in Perth, and upon reports from people that witnessed the scenario, apparently it all occurred because there was two kookaburras, which are a small bird, doing like a mating ritual.
Yeah, they
right
said
on the power line.
Tree from what I remember from the song.
Well, these ones were they were fucking around doing a mating ritual on a power line, and apparently they were dancing around and danced a little too close to the transformer, and
little tango with death.
Dude, talk about electricity and love. These fucking things went out with a bang, all right? Because apparently they received almost 1 million volts.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's how much, like, that's the equivalent of, like, what the fucking power was. And they caused blackout for more than 1,000 homes. And it was quite an issue, actually, because these assholes did this pretty close to, like, a substation. So they have to be very, very careful about what they do, because apparently the substation can short itself out and potentially blow the fuck up.
Oh, my God. That'd be terrible.
And then everybody's fucked in the whole like vicinity. So we're going from 1,000 homes to potentially hundreds of thousands, you know? So they had to be very careful about how they put it back together. And of course, you know, the poor birds, they're done.
Yeah. I didn't expect too much in terms of them surviving.
Well, just in case somebody out there was hopeful, but they were like, well, what about the kookaburras?
What I'm wondering is what fried kookaburra tastes like.
I was going to say Romeo and Juliet or KF fucking K.
What's the acronym? I need it.
All right, never mind. It doesn't work. Kentucky Fried doesn't work for Australia. We'll go AFK. All right.
AFK.
Yeah, Australian Fried.
So I like to imagine the way this went down. You know, they're each on their own line that are like a positive and negative, and they're like having their little kookaburra conversation back and forth. And finally, like when they agree that like, all right, let's do this. And they go in for the kiss. It's like, sometimes when we touch, and then
and then it just goes black.
Blue lightning fucking going everywhere. No, that's terrible. There's
Terrible,
no
man.
way to stop something like that. Two birds are gonna be birds.
Yeah, it's we've covered quite a few stories. I mean, I remember when we covered a story about a monkey that fucking was dancing around and caused like a fucking huge ass power outage.
Yep.
On like one of our first episodes. It's like fucking animals, man. They gotta be fucking with our grid.
Animals these are not jungle gyms. These are dangerous pieces of equipment. They can't be monkeying around on. People's AC depends on this, you know?
Oh, dude, I would be pissed if some kookaburras fucking took out my AC for a day.
Oh my god. They're loud too. They're really loud. Someone might have been really happy about that, actually.
They're trying to always get laid, dude. So of course they're loud. They're like trying to attract their mate.
Yeah, they're really loud from what I remember. So the animal stories continue. We're headed over to Tennessee, where I didn't know there were alligators. but apparently there are.
Dude, assume they're everywhere.
That's,
Don't trust any water.
you know what? That's a great way to go through life. Just assume at any point there could be an alligator within like 10 feet of you.
I saw a fucking Lake Placid. That was in New York, all right?
Yes.
That might have been a movie, but it could happen.
So, Tennessee police are warning people not to flush their drugs down the toilet because, as this article headline says, it could create meth gators.
That sounds like the worst kind of gator.
Now, I'm going to start at the bottom of this article and take the word of the woman who has been studying like the effects of like drugs on alligators, and they say that, you know, when you hit them with antibiotics, you need to give them a shot because they won't, like oral drugs don't work on alligators for the most part. Although they have never tried giving an alligator meth. They're like, I don't know what a lot or a little of meth will do to an alligator. So that being said, the police are saying don't flush your drugs because you might create meth gators. Please come give them to us so that we can dispose of them. So this whole story smells a little fishy, even though, despite the alligators, you know?
Sounds like a trap to me, man. I say give it to the alligators. Don't give it to the cops. The alligators aren't going to arrest you. They might try to eat you, but
Send them to a life of crime, Matt? What the hell, man?
I'm just saying, man. It sounds like a trap.
I agree. It sounds like the police are just trying to scare people by saying that you could create some sort of fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain if you give these kids meth. But they just want to arrest you.
Fucking Doc Croc over here. They're coming out of the fucking water. They're fucking moving. Their hands are getting bigger. They got posable thumbs. They're using cell phones. Before you know it, you're done.
They're taking calls at 3 a.m. standing on the street corner.
You get picked up by an alligator Uber.
Now they're not just using, they're dealing too.
Oh, man. Once they get mobile, then you're really in trouble.
The
wheels.
Another person was saying, like, which I think is a good point. If you flush meth, won't it just dilute into the water?
Yeah, I mean, how are they getting such concentrated meth? Like, unless there's so much meth going into the waterways that the waterways are just like liquefied meth now.
Yeah, I think it's like some sort of scare tactic or something, because unless you're literally throwing meth into the open mouth of an alligator, I don't think that like you're going to create meth gators. There needs to be direct contact. There's none of contact high going on that they're about in this article.
Somebody peer pressured them if there is meth gators. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't through the toilet, all right? There was some hillbilly out there getting gators high, showing them the devil's ways.
It's hard to be cool.
It's hard to be cool. Gators, if anybody's cool, gators cool, I guess.
I mean, they wear leather jackets. It's like literally.
Their birthday suit is made out of leather. Oh, man. Well, next story and last story is just a complete atrocity of mankind. All right. Now, I know that I can speak for you on this. There is nothing worse than when you're in the run and you're trying to get a quick bite to eat. You stop at a fast food joint and you get your food and it's fucking ice cold.
Ooh, that hasn't happened in a long time, but that's bad.
That's a day ruiner, all right? And the woman in our next story, her day was fucking smashed to pieces. And she reacted in a way that was just, I'll say, almost justified.
Almost, okay. Tall claim.
She got her fries and she did the infamous check. She checked it in the place, checking the fries, and she's like,
right.
These fries are ice cold. And they're the worst thing you can get ice cold too, because then they become cardboard.
Yeah. The flavor totally changes. It's a different profile.
It has no flavor after. It's gross. Grease. And so, dude, that's when she pulls out her gat and fires a shot in the kitchen floor. She walks back there and fires a shot and is like, bitch, my fries were cold.
All right, I am going to, at this point, divert from your almost justified decision earlier and say, I don't know if she gets a pass on this one.
I didn't say she got a pass. I said almost justified. It's amazing what almost can do. It's almost like allegedly in a conversation.
Yeah, really.
Almost justified. All right. Take that how you want.
Yeah, you're not the one on trial here. You didn't pull a Glock out in McDonald's.
Well, that's when the lady She left the McDonald's at a high rate of speed, according to this article, and the police were right in the area to respond. So they saw this crazy maniac rip out of the parking lot. That's when she proceeded to lead police on a 15-minute chase before she finally did give up. But she was like not having it. She didn't stop for a minute.
You know why she ran, right?
Why?
She's like, I'm gonna fucking eat this meal, otherwise, like, no fucking point.
Oh, dude, I'm not wasting that $7.45 on that Big Mac fucking large meal. I supersized this bitch.
Even if it's cold, like, I made my point, I gotta eat it, and then I'll go to jail.
You feel like a total fucking badass. You're like Clint Eastwood eating a fucking quarter pounder with cheese.
Cold one at that.
Oh, man. And yeah, she immediately told police, listen, my fries were cold. That's why I got so upset. And unfortunately, they didn't really take that as an excuse. And now she's facing charges now relating on top of the shots fired in a public vicinity. Now she's got running from the police, fleeing, ton of fucking charges.
Your Honor, I would like to refer to the 1937 case of Robinson versus Grimace, where someone beat up a large purple man in a in a costume.
Oh, don't do Barney like that.
Got off scot-free. I believe this falls under the same precedent.
Dude, well, I mean, it was just a tad bit overacting, all right? You know, just a little smidge above.
I mean, yeah, leading people on a police chase over cold fries, over the top.
A little bit, I mean.
I get people getting angry, having a bad day, and they yell at a fast food worker, which I don't encourage at all. Like, they get paid like shit. But I get it. Like, it happens. I'm on the public freak out subreddit. It's one of my favorite places to be. But you know, police chase, shooting, popping off in the kids' playpen. I don't think this is what you want to be doing. There's a certain level you don't bring it past.
Does it make a difference if they do or do not have a playpen, like the Playland or whatever it is?
It makes it worse if there is, for sure. I think you could, like, the most you could do is like throw a sauce or like throw your food and probably walk out of there and you won't get arrested. That's
about it. Yeah, that's borderline assault. Yeah, I feel like the biggest surprise of this whole story is that the lady's name was not Susan or Karen. That's like somebody you expect to like go ham on that. That's like the typical lady that has that short bowl cut and always wants to speak to the manager. And this is the 3,000th time she's had to talk to a manager, so she's past it. Managers never do anything for Karen. Baba!
I'll give some people some advice. You know, if they fuck up your order, stop going to that one. There's so many. There's so many, and some of them do a good job or a decent job, which is all you can want. Like, you're getting fast food. The fast is in the name, which doesn't necessarily. Fast and quality are usually not synonymous. They're pretty much opposite.
Dude, it's literally like playing with building blocks, but it's just food. Like, that's really what it has become. You put it into place, you like stack things. That's about it.
Legos you're asking for.
Just make it hot.
Yeah, heating it up would be nice though.
Oh man.
Let's make the people laugh. We got a funny clip for you. We're gonna be posting this up on Friday on our Facebook page. We like to title this one "When Your Buddy Knows the Mortal Kombat Moves and You Don't." So you can imagine how that goes. This is the live action version.
Dude, and you know, you always had that buddy growing up. Like, you go to his house to play this shit, and he's like, "Game, you want to play it?" And it's like, this asshole was like fucking buying all the cheat books back in the day because we didn't have internet. He bought the cheat book that came out right before the game. You fucking know all the finishers and shit. Yep. And you're just like, I'm just button mashing and get my ass kicked.
You're basically one of those dummies that they have in a martial arts academy.
Oh, so you're watching the video. You can see the ass. Every attempt this guy makes, kicks. He's got a nice kick. Oh. He's got a nice kick and everything, but it's just not enough. That guy just has his number. He knows what he's gonna do.
And the use of the environment, it was very appreciated on my end,
dude.
At least. Yeah,
and it's just like it's like that movie with Nick Cage. I don't know if you've ever seen it. The one where he knows every move, like he can go ahead in the future, and he can just like see what people are gonna do. So he keeps like going back in time, like basically. But he's only seeing ahead like 10 seconds or something.
No, but I can imagine how much that power would suck in real life, because you'd have to get your ass kicked first, and then you'd go back and you'd be like bleeding all of a sudden, and then they'd go to just kick your ass again. You'd block it very exhaustedly.
Yeah, it's like you'd have to replay the scenario like 100 times to like figure out every move the guy's gonna make and how he's gonna react and shit. But this dude, no hope for this poor bastard, and I don't even know if he lived after that, because he just drop kicked his ass through something
He
like a
became
wall.
some of the junk in that junkyard, like at the end of that video.
Oh my god. Yeah, he was just another pile in the rubbish.
If you are listening to the audio version of our show, please head over to our Facebook page this Friday. We will be posting that up. You can see all the other funny clips that we put up for all of our Friday funny clip of the week picks. Yeah, head over there.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Now we're going to get in some music suggestions, but before we do that, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Here at American Slacker, we have proudly partnered with Seat Giant, which is a website that allows you to get tickets to events for a fraction of the price of retail.
Yeah, easy to use, easy to find. SeatGiant.com. Use the code SLACKER at checkout. And yeah, you'll save a little bit of your change.
Local events, national tours, they got everything. Make sure to go over to SeatGiant.com, type in that code SLACKER, and save yourself some money.
Get that change back in your pocket.
The Podworm Spacecast is a podcast hosted by 7 lifelong friends who inject comedy directly into your ear canals every Tuesday. You may think 7 hosts is too many for a podcast, but you may also think $5 is too cheap for a quality voiceover such as this. Yet here we are. Enjoy a clip from the critically acclaimed Podworm Spacecast.
And I looked up, how do you fix squeaky shoes? And they said you gotta get some baking soda and you put it in the shoe, and it absorbs like the moisture or whatever, and it fixes the shoe.
Boom.
I went to the store across the street. I went to the bathroom.
During lunch? The bathroom in the store across
This
the
is
street.
emergency.
This cannot wait till tomorrow.
You did this at work? I told you I couldn't get off my desk. I'm so embarrassed.
So Andrew walked across the street.
It was more like,
He was in a hurry. He was in a hurry. And then he had to wait for the light.
You can find the Podworm Spacecast wherever you get your podcasts. And as always, keep squirming.
Oh yeah, it's time to party, you fuckers.
And we are back. It is time to talk about some fucking music.
Oh yeah, we got a couple of music suggestions for you as always. I guess I will start out, and the band I've chosen is called Pet Symmetry, not to be confused with Pet Cemetery, which always tries to recorrect you to on Google, whenever you Google this band. So Pet Symmetry, they are a pop punk kind of band. They're like power pop punk, as they're describing themselves, and they're about on Spotify, which is where I found them and find most of my picks for the music section. They were formed as like a side project. It's a trio. Eric Saza, I probably pronounced that really badly, sorry dude. The drummer Marcus Nuccio and Evan Weiss, and they're all in other bands. But this started as a side project that actually ended up being loved by a lot of the fans of their like primary bands. So they decided to, keep releasing stuff. And when they put out their original album, it was back in 2014. It was a split EP, which I've never heard of a split EP. Have you ever heard of someone doing
With
like
another artist?
Yeah, I don't hear of those that often.
They're not common, but usually like it's electronic. It does it a lot, like
And
EDM shit.
It's not like EPs usually, is it? I would think it would be like later on if you want to do like a project with a band or something.
Well, yeah, EP is just like a 4-tracker,
Yeah. So that was back in December of 2014. So it was a split EP with them and The Saddest Landscape. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself on that. they had a split EP with Dikembe, I think was it? Dikembe, and that was in May of 2013. Their second EP that they released was in 2014, and that was another split one. So they're big fans of doing split albums, which is kind of cool, and it makes sense as a side project, I would say, because it's hard to actually fill a full album, if it's something that you're working on as a side project. But they originally came out of Chicago, Illinois. Some call them emo, some call them power pop punk. They've had all kinds of sounds. I'm really excited for you to hear them, Matt, because I think you will dig them as well as our listeners here. I'm gonna play first one of their original ones off of that EP I've been babbling on about, called Here You Go. You ready for it? The EP is 2 songs about cars, 2 songs with long titles. And the song is a detailed and poetic physical threat to the person who intentionally vandalized my 1994 Dodge Intrepid behind Kate's apartment. So that was a detailed and poetic physical threat to the person who intentionally vandalized my 1994 Dodge Intrepid behind Kate's apartment.
Fucking hell of a name. I love it.
What a name. Yeah.
And what a fucking name.
The EP tells you like it's 2 songs with long names. So it fits right there. And that was one of their earliest things, like the earliest that came out. They have put out a bunch of stuff between now and then. The last thing that they've released is an album called Vision, which they released in May of 2017. And they released that under Polyvinyl Records. They've been kind of off the grid since. I don't know if they're doing stuff with their other bands more, and that's why they ended up, not putting stuff out for the past 2 years. But I've really enjoyed the stuff that I've seen from them, and honestly, I think it does a little bit of a disservice to their talent, for having these really good songs, but then putting stuff on hold. And I mean, if they're sitting down here in front of me, we would have a long conversation about like the amount of time it takes to be in 2 bands. I understand that, but
oh yeah,
but I want, as a fan, it's like, I want more, like, give me more of this stuff.
Yeah, man, as a fan, it's like, yeah, from both perspectives, it's funny because as an artist, it's like, oh, fuck, I'm trying to give you more. I'm trying. And as a fan, it's like, you can't give me enough. So, it's like almost greedy being a fan because you can never have enough.
And it's not even like, oh, this is a side project of one dude, or one chick like going off and doing their own solo thing. This is 3 people with 3 different bands. So you're coordinating amongst all those schedules to try and make, time to do stuff. So I'd imagine that's probably fairly hectic.
Yeah. Yeah. Envious of people that have that drive, man, to keep like multiple projects like that going and going, It's
right.
tough.
Yeah, it's insane. So the next song I will be sharing from them is off of that 2017 album called Vision that I had been talking about earlier. And this song is called You, Me, and Mount Hood.
It's too bright and early, this must be some kind of joke. Cruel and unusual, no wonder my reaction's slow. So pass me out of my funk. Wake me up. I've worked too hard to feel so empty. 10 a.m. and still just stuck. I can't complain, we've got a never-ending list. Recommendations for the time that we've missed. Oh no, I can't complain, I've got a never-ending week. Couple loose plans and a peck on the cheek. So take me out and show me around.
So that was You, Me, and Mount Hood off of the album Vision from Pet Symmetry. Hope everyone enjoyed that one. That one's a lot mellower than the first one that I had chosen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they
total
both
difference.
they both have like summer kind of feels. Like it's good. It's definitely good summertime music. Like it's something you could play while you got like the windows down, you're like cruising on the highway type of thing.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely feel it. And I just like the mellow rhythm of that last song a lot.
Yeah. Hey, I
It's
think
really
it brought our mood, our energy level down. So we'll ramp it back up, getting into your choice. But yeah, like I said, they haven't put anything out since 2017, so I don't have any tour dates to plug or anything like that for them, unfortunately. But if you want to, check out more of them, they have a Bandcamp. If you go to petsymmetryband.bandcamp.com, you can buy their album. They have a bunch of stuff. They have a cool pink vinyl that you can get of their album Vision. There's also a cassette tape and a CD version of it, so you can get it in all kinds of formats.
Awesome. Fucking love it. I love it when a band goes all out and makes it available in every format, like literally.
Right? Even cassette, like, geez.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'll definitely check them out. Now we're going to bring that energy up like you were talking about. We're going to go into a fucking mega pop punk female-led band, and it is becoming one of my favorite acts. Gold Steps is a fucking awesome act out of Austin, Texas. One of their producers is actually a friend of the show, Nick Thompson. Frontman
Oh, okay, nice.
The Lights, yeah. And this is comprised of Liz Moretz, who's the lead vocals. She does a hell of a job, as you're about to see. The lead guitar is Zach Durrett. Alex Moranto is on rhythm guitar. Ruben Toretto is bass. And Erasmo Raz Garcia is on the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy rhythm. The dynamic vocals are insane. She's amazing. And the drummer is fucking nasty too. The whole band is great, and I really like. You can see the evolution of their sound because they work with different producers and evolve their sound as they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And they actually had the chance to send off the Warped Tour. They got to finally like achieve a dream and play the Warped Tour the last year here, which is pretty fucking cool. This all started out as a side project when Liz and Zach were in a band together, and they left that band, and they always had a joke of naming a side project Gold Steps, which is that comes from a Neck Deep song, actually.
Oh, really?
That's like, yeah, because that song is like their idea of what they wanted to maintain their sound as. So they joked about it, and then they left that band because difference in opinion and everything, and formed this band and picked up a few people. Gold Steps was born.
Nice.
The first song I'm going to play is really cool because it goes into showing how Liz talks about it all the time in interviews and everything. She is a writer, that is open about everything from, she has different issues like anxiety, panic disorder, a couple issues like that, and everything from her life as well. And this first song that I'm going to choose to show you is a song that she like comprised of like just a raw moment of when her grandmother had to go through losing her husband, her grandfather, and they were married for 70 years. And it was always a goal for Liz. Like that was a marriage goal. Like she saw how they were and how they treated each other. And it was always like, that's what she wanted marriage, a long life together, your second half.
Yep.
And so the whole struggle, influenced her to write this song, and it's called Empty Space. And it was the first song I heard from him. Loved it right away. And so yeah, let's get into it. All right, so that was Empty Space by Gold Steps. And I love a good emo song. Come on, I'm not gonna lie. I love a good story that's like sadness and comprised into like melody like that. It's very energetic, but it's a story about like dealing with loss, which is like the toughest lesson we all have to learn in life, really.
That's
And
true.
you know, I really enjoyed that, and I always love a fucking songwriter who is a storyteller.
Yes, that makes it more compelling, and it's not like that. That's why I have a problem with a lot of pop, is because the repetitiveness of like the lyrics and no real depth necessarily.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, I don't like a jamble of words, like random melody, like matching sayings. You know, sentences that don't connect to each other or even make sense. You know,
Well, a lot of
So-
emo influence stuff does seem to tell more of a story.
yeah, true, yeah. A lot of the time it is. It's really a story of something, some type of loss, really.
Mhm.
Honestly, they're all about loss. But yeah, our next song is a song you're familiar with. A song a lot of our listeners and viewers are going to be familiar with. It is a cover of a Census Fail song that one of the greatest songs ever. Rum is for drinking, not for burning. And yeah, I mean, if you heard the song, you're familiar with it. And,
Talk about telling stories.
dude, you know how we love this. We love pirate themed shit. This is a savage story, and yeah, fucking let's get into this. Let's see how the variant is. Rum is for drinking, not for burning. So yeah, that was Rum is for Drinking, Not for Burning, an old favorite of ours here at American Slacker. I actually remember one of our first conversations in like 6th or 7th grade. We were talking about how awesome that song was.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a fucking it slaps. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
I was like, "Oh, you fucking like that song, dude? I fucking like that song too." And yeah,
it's cool that they covered that one. That's like that's definitely a throwback song.
yeah, and I feel like not a lot of good covers of it, and you know, it's pretty close to the original, but you know, I love her voice a lot, and I like
That
the breakdown, the
was
change
really
up.
nice.
Yeah, definitely a little more crunchy, a little more rough. I like that, and you know, I just generally love them. They have a huge archive of great fucking work, and again, you can see the evolution of how they tighten their sound and become, you know, what they want Gold Steps to really be. Bunch of EPs, bunch of singles you can check out. Most recently, Empty Space came out of in April of this year, so that's like their newest shit.
And hopefully people caught him at Warped Tour too. I mean,
Dude.
that's big.
Warped Tour is great, yeah, and they got a full length album, Incandescent, that came out last year, and that's got 7 tracks that are pretty fucking good. I like every track on that, honestly.
Nice.
Anytime a band can do that, I'm pretty stoked. You know, that's a tough thing to do, is make a whole album that somebody can enjoy every song.
Yeah. Usually there's one or two that you're like are throwaway songs, but
Yep. And yeah, they tour over the world. I don't see any tours right now. The tour announced yet, but I think they're getting ready to announce a tour all throughout the U.S. So good chance you might be able to catch these guys live.
there you go.
Hell yeah.
So those were 2 bands that you should definitely check out. Add them to your Spotify playlist. I think we're still making an American Slacker Spotify playlist. We'll be
Yep.
sure to have it all updated and ready for you to play if you want to just, you know, have it all curated for you. You can thank Matt for that one.
I think
So-
we're up to like 5 or 6 hours now. It's getting out of control.
It's going to get to the point where if you download it and get fucking deserted on an island, You'll be fine.
You'll be listening to the music way past the time you get rescued
As long as that battery
or
holds.
die. Yeah.
So we're going to get into a game called Images You Can Hear, a new favorite of ours. But that'll be right after this.
Matt, I am dying of heat over here, man. I feel the summer heat coming on.
Dude, the bullets are just coming hot right out of your face. What's going on, dude?
Well, first off, I'm not giving any damn money to those air conditioning people because I tried to get them over here once before and got in an argument. So now I'm looking for a venue to end up in because they're always a lot cooler, right? You know, something with a live act.
Oh, okay. You're looking to be entertained and chill the fuck out at the same time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, what if I told you I could save you a little money if you're looking to purchase some tickets to a live venue?
Well, I'm not looking to sweat the ticket prices, so what do you got for me?
Man, head over to cgiant.com, enter the code SLACKER at checkout, and you will be getting a little sweet discount, and you'll be chilling in no time.
Less money to give to that damn air conditioning repairman.
Oh, man, yeah, get him out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Go to cgiant.com, use the code SLACKER, get that discount.
Hi, do you like celebrities, comedy, and pop culture? Well, then I have the podcast for you. I'm Aaron Max, host of the Yes and I Am podcast, the podcast where we learn about people. Each week, we take comedians and improvisers and give them a celebrity to play, and I interview them. And guess what? Sometimes the comedians don't know who this celebrity is. And that's when the real fun comes in, and we learn a little something we didn't already know about these people. So go and check us out. We're on iTunes and all other podcast sources. We are Yes and I Am, and we will see you guys next time.
And we are back with a game. Well, first off, anyone watching YouTube, we're giving Sea Giant way too much promo.
Yeah, that was my bad. That was totally my fault. I made a little flubber on the titling of the fucking game we're about to play. So yeah, you know what I decided? I decided to give our loyal sponsor, Sea Giant, a little more fucking advertisement.
Yeah, give them a try. Promo code Slacker for a discount at checkout. Cgiant.com. Get fucking tickets to stuff. I'm going to see Joe Rogan. I'm really excited for that. That's not this weekend, but the following one.
That's dope. You're gonna have a fucking great time, and yeah, man.
Dude, we'll give a little update. I'm sure.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, we'll definitely be talking about it.
After I go up, shake his hand, rub his head a little bit, get
some elk from him.
Yeah, lucky elk to bring back to the show. That helps your numbers if you eat it raw. So let's get into this game that we like to call Images You Can Hear. This is directly ripped off from the subreddit Images You Can Hear on Reddit. What I like to do is go through there and find some images that Matt may or may not have heard of. And Matt, you're going to want to click on those images that say I1, I2, I3, I4. Those are all your images. And the answers will lie within the parts that say V1, V2, V3, V4, because those are the videos that will actually provide us the audio as to what the image is. But first, you'll give a nice brief description to anyone listening to the podcast so that they can get the image in their head. Maybe they know what it is based off of what you're describing, and then they can play along themselves.
All right. So
how do you feel about all that?
I'm down, man. I'm down. Let me pull up this first one right here.
This is for all your marbles, by the way.
All of my marbles. I don't want
to give me your whole marble
collection. I didn't say I was going to give you all my marbles.
It was in fine print. If you highlight and enlarge next to Images You Can Hear, I put some 0.0001 print.
I got to talk to my lawyer. He did not look over that very well.
No. So God. Yeah, open image one. Let me know what you're looking at. Give it
all right
for the people.
So if you're watching the YouTube, you see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at an infamous loading screen. I'm looking at the GTA San Andreas loading screen.
Okay.
Fucking classic.
And
Okay.
since this game is images you can hear, what do you hear when you see this image?
I hear that West Coast synth like.
All right. I think you're spot on with this one. I'm gonna say click that video and let's see how
All
close
right.
you are.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
That's a point right there.
Dude, you know how many times I listen to that?
I
In the
figured.
chat?
I
Dude.
know we're big GTA fans here at American Slacker, so I figured I'd start off, kind of easy. Let's move on. Let's move on to image 2. It's easy to wow, but do you know what this image conjures? Let's give a description for our audience.
Oh God! All right, so let me pump this to the tube. All right, so I'm looking at this dude. All right, so I think I've seen this before. We're looking at a dude. He looks like he could be Patrick Stump's little brother or cousin. He's got the same little cap. He's got a little rough beard, the rough blonde hair. He's holding like a nice old like revolver. He's got a Western style fucking revolver holding in his hand. It's smoking. Now, what's going on here is you hear a boom, and then his brother goes, "What the fuck?"
Okay, let's see what it sounds like and how correct you may or may not have been.
This is why mom doesn't fucking love you.
So that's
oh my God.
That's why mom doesn't fucking love you.
So he shoots the gun, and his fucking brother falls off the couch, drops like a bowl of cereal or something, and just points at him and says the most hurtful thing he's ever going to hear from a family member in his life.
That was locked and loaded,
dude.
Not the gun. That comment,
dude. That comment, yeah, that was crazy, dude. That kid's been holding the grudge since like 3. That's crazy.
So I would say that's you got one right, one wrong. Let's go image.
Image 3. All right, we're looking at the original Xbox 360 schmear. Like the Xbox is like pulling like light out of it, doing a swirl.
It's the loading screen.
Yeah. I think it's when you turn the Xbox on.
Yep.
Like I can't remember the end of it though. So
let's see how close that was.
Trying to think of it. All right, well, let's see. Oh, that's it. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I definitely lost that one, even though I heard part of it.
I would say that's a no. I would say that's a no go on that one because you didn't. It wasn't the woo at the end. I think is what does it.
Yeah.
So you're 1 for 3. All right. Image 4. What are you looking at?
All right. Is this Danny Glover? Who is this guy? I'm looking at it looks like Danny Glover almost, bizarro Danny Glover, and he's like crying, or he's screaming, or I don't know, he's laughing. I don't know.
Okay.
This is a tough one.
What do you think it sounds like?
I don't know, like a bunch of laughs. I don't know.
All right.
He's got a goofy ass grin on, so
give her a click.
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh my lord. What? Okay. I was originally right. He is crying. What?
How dare you, man? How dare you laugh at a man who's crying?
Oh my god. This is horrible. That guy just straight is going at it hard.
That's another classic internet video. So, you know what that means? First off, hand over those marbles.
Hey, you get my marbles, man. You ain't getting them.
Secondly, let's finish this off with that 5th image. Maybe you could redeem yourself, get a point here at the end. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Over here.
Jesus Christ. You found this image. All right. Well, this video. All right. So let me put this up for the YouTube. Anybody out there that's a video game person is going to know what this fucking thing is. So
Give them a description for the audio.
This is 4 dudes. You're in first person. You're in the elevator with 4 dudes dressed in real SWAT, like fucking basically just assault gear. Yeah, they got fucking assault rifles, everything. Yeah, they're about to. I know exactly what's happening here. This is one of the most controversial fucking.
What he says though at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the scene.
yeah. This is a setup. Like this is to frame. Who was it? Like the English, like or the British rather.
Or the Americans or something. I forget.
Yeah, it was a setup, and he's like the Russians, and they say don't speak in your dialect, like basically, like or whatever,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, you don't forget this level. And basically what happens, what is this, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4?
2, I believe.
Or Call of Duty 4. It's COD 4 or something, I think. I don't know. Either way, you'll know this level. They fucking are in an airport and they go out and they just you kill all civilians.
You could actually skip this level if you wanted.
That's how bad it was. There was a warning.
It was.
Yeah, and
yeah,
you just
for our audience.
Oh man, yeah. This is a classic. They don't make games like they used to.
Snami Bog. Remember, no rush.
Yep.
Remember, no rush.
Oh, dude. Such a brutal level. Look at all those poor people waiting. Like, dude, like getting through TSA isn't hard enough. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Dude. All of them.
But
Yeah.
also expect screams and gunfire.
Dude. A massacre.
All right.
That's all we need to see
Solid
from
way to
that.
end the show. I get Matt's marbles. We ended with a massacre in an airport. Let's.
You're gonna have to take me to court for those marbles, sir.
I will. I'll see you in court, sir.
I'll see you in small marbles court, claims court, man. You're done.
I'm getting
You're
the
getting
big
my
ones,
marbles. I'm gonna get your marbles after this. My lawyer's good. Oh man, well thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you had a chance to check out that YouTube feed that non-perfect this time. So it was a little rough this time, I'll say, but every other time it's been goddamn perfect.
Better than getting your shit stolen at a music festival.
Yeah, you know that's yeah. We're gonna come out of this episode with the positive aspect of that. I didn't lose my phone to some dirtbag in line trying to get water. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We love each and every one of you, and until next time. That's it.
There you go.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We second America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Think about the second set of passing. Man, I gotta go and get it, grab it. Why you gotta go and act savage? Smoking weed, I gotta feed the habit. Now I'm on some other shit. Things that I gotta go